Am I recording? Oh. Oh, yes. I'm recording. Once again, it's nighttime when I'm starting this. Today was a pretty uneventful day. And my life's kind of boring now that I realize it. I have a lot of stories to tell and a lot of things to say. But, whoa! That fell on my foot. My everyday life is quite boring. So, but I am cleaning my bedroom right now. I was not able to get to it the other night, so today I'm finally cleaning it. I got clothes everywhere. Everywhere. So right now I'm in the middle of making piles. It's a stand that I don't know what to do with right this second. Okay, so I'm in the middle of making piles. My keep pile, my maybe pile, and then my no pile, which my no pile is nowhere near big enough. I need to throw or get rid of a lot more stuff and donate more clothes. I have way too much stuff, and our room is just crazy messy all the time. But so I'm going through each and every item, and I know a lot of people go by like the KonMari method of cleaning, where you like touch each item and you find it if it brings you joy and makes you actually happy. Well, I must say that none of my clothes make me that happy. I've had a lot of them since a lot of my clothes really since I was about 20 years old, and I'm 34 now. So anything that my teenage daughter didn't take when she got into my size, I still have, and I basically bought most of that when I was a teenager, when I was having my daughter. My oldest daughter is 17. I had her when I was 17. I decided that while I sit here and clean, I might as well tell like the story of my kids. So I have 5 kids. I had my oldest daughter when I was 17. I was in a very, I wouldn't say completely abusive, but like a young relationship. I was in a relationship with her father for maybe a year, and I was only a teenager, and I wasn't really a very smart teenager. And so my reasons for being in the relationship was that he had a car. So I wasn't exactly a responsible thinking adult. So I ended up pregnant when I was 17. I had my daughter at 17. And I mean, I wouldn't change that. Obviously, I wouldn't change that for anything. She's my best friend. She's amazing. I love her. She's awesome. But nevertheless, I didn't stay with her father. Like I said, I don't want to say he was abusive, but I mean, at one point I want to get on and tell the stories of all of my past relationships, because a lot of them, I think people could learn from, and he's one of them. But so we'll just say we were both very young and not in the right place. Well, we broke up when I was 3 months pregnant, maybe, not even. I basically had just found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, and I broke up with him. He was never really around during the pregnancy. He didn't have much to do with anything, and then really he didn't have much to do with my daughter for quite a few years, which was fine. He didn't really live a lifestyle that I approved of, so he wasn't exactly in her life for most of her beginning years, and then around age 7 he was kind of back in her life, and now again he's kind of out of it. But so anyway, so I had my first daughter at 17. I was single for a while. Like, I just focused on raising my daughter. I really put everything into being a teenage mother. I mean, it's so hard. I don't know what I'm going to do. These pants have a huge hole in the butt, but they're like one of my favorite pairs of jeans. I know, they're ratty and old looking, but they are one of my favorite pairs of jeans. I guess I'll throw them out because they have a hole, and I'm never going to fix them because I don't sew. Anyway, so I had my daughter. I took care of her. I focused on that mainly. And then when I was around like 19 years old, 19 years old, a guy that I had been really like best friends with, really, I'd been really good friends with him. We started dating, and one thing that he had just wanted, and he knew he wanted, I guess, was to have a baby. His biggest like dream was to have a baby, and I was not ready, obviously, to have a baby at that point. I was only 19. I still had, you know, I was 20 when we were talking about it. So, but I mean, my daughter was still, you know, a toddler, and so that was never the plan to have a baby or anything. And I ended up accidentally getting pregnant and miscarrying. And so, I mean, it was absolutely heartbreaking. You know, I know people that have gone through miscarriage know it's just heartbreaking. Whether it's a planned pregnancy or not, you don't know what to do. So, what is this? Sorry, what is this item? I don't even know what half of these clothes are. Some of these things my daughter gave me recently, and I don't know what she was. If she just wanted to get rid of all her clothes or what happened, but so some of these things I'm not even sure what they're came from. But anyway, so I had a miscarriage, and of course after that I decided I wanted to have a baby because I had miscarried. So I, you know, tried to get pregnant. We got pregnant pretty much right away, and at that point I'd been with him for about 2 years, over 2 years, so we had a pretty good relationship. Everything was going fine as much as I thought. He had a lot of growing up to do, but I really thought that was going to be, you know, a happy relationship. Well, we had our son. My son's name is Carter. He is 13 years old now. So we had my son, and pretty much instantly that relationship kind of died. Like, I don't want to talk bad about these people, and I especially, like I said, I have whole nother video to film about the relationship past that I have, because it's an interesting one. So I'll just leave it at, I guess he wasn't ready to be a dad, although he had thought he was going to be. So we broke up when the baby was only 6 months old. My daughter was 4. My son was 6 months. I was going to school, a local college here, and I had to drop out, and I lost my home at that time because I'd had it with him, and he, you know, he just didn't want us there because we broke up. So I was forced to live with one of my really good friends at the time, and so I moved in with them. They had just actually had a baby. They just recently had their first baby, and they were our neighbors, mine and my son's father's neighbors for a while, one of my, like, best friends. Well, they had just had their baby. I had just had my second baby, which was Carter. And so I moved in with them, and they had, my friend, she had a guy that she had known, that she had worked with, and she said he was this great guy and just had great things to say about him. Well, when my son was still about 6 months old, I met a man who I ended up marrying right after. But I met a man, which is my ex-husband. And, my son was like 6 to 8 months old. I mean, he helped me raise my son. And I don't know, before you knew it, I was pregnant. I mean, my son was only, I don't even know. My son was 9 or 10 months. No, about a year old. He was about a year old when I became pregnant with the pregnancy with my husband. Like, we had gotten married, and there's a whole nother story about that. His family's Jehovah's Witnesses. The marriage was slightly forced because of the religion, and we got married, and I found out I was having twins, and so when my son was 18 months old, he actually had something happen where he was running and he broke his leg, and he was a toddler, but it put me into early labor, premature labor, and my twin girls that I was pregnant with were only I was only 6 months pregnant, so they were 3 months early. Luckily, that whole thing went fine. They were only in the hospital for 31 days each. They both got out the exact same day. I couldn't have had a better experience with that. So I have now, my daughter is 6. My son, who just broke his leg, of course, is 18 months old, who now can't walk or anything. And I just have twin girls 3 months early. So a little crazy at that time, right? Well, I got to make it crazier because it's my life and my life is crazy. So after that, I'm getting tired just from sorting laundry. So after that, I was, taken care of, going up to the hospital, which was about 30 minutes away from where we live, going up there every day because I was breastfeeding the twins, and my son was up there still because he had to have a cast, and he was in the children's unit of the hospital at Dartmouth, and, sorry, my hair is a mess, and so we were staying at this great little house that they have right next to the hospital, and it's called the David's House, and it's for, because I was nursing and everything like that, and it's basically for families that can't afford to stay in a hotel nearby, and their children are either in the children's hospital or the ICU, and my girls were in the NICU. So we stayed there. I had a C-section, an emergency C-section with the twins, and so I don't know exactly. I mean, everybody knows how this happens, but apparently, while my twins were still in the hospital, I became pregnant with my youngest son. So I found out I was pregnant when my twin daughters were 3 months old. They had been in the hospital for 31 days, and they had just come home. Basically, I felt like they had just come home. They were tiny. They were like 5-6 pounds. They were like 6 or 7 pounds. I mean, they were tiny. And I found out I was pregnant with my 5th kid. I lost it. I absolutely lost it. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what to do. I really, I just didn't know what to do. So my first thought was, I never want to have another child again. No more children, please. No way. So I went and I talked to my doctor, and we talked about, I said, I want to get my tubes tied when I have this baby. It's probably going to be a C-section because my scar at that time from having the twins was this big, and it was awful and purple, and so now my stomach's expanding while I just had surgery to have the twins. So, needless to say, it was going to be a planned C-section, and I said to my doctor right away, I said, I want to have my tubes tied. And he said no. I was like, what? What do you mean no? I have 4 kids at home. 2 of them were just born, and I'm gonna have another baby. No, I want a C-section. And he said, no, you're not having one. I mean, I want my tubes tied. And he goes, no, I don't agree. I don't think you're gonna want that. You're too young. You blah blah blah. And I said, don't you only have to have either 3 kids or be 20, something years old? And he's like, I just don't think that you're gonna want it. Well, I said, okay, I'll just choose a different doctor then. So I chose a different doctor. I chose a doctor that would do a tubal ligation for me. And he did. And needless to say, 10 years later, I absolutely regret it. I don't regret doing it. I'm glad I probably did that because I didn't need more kids at that time. But around when my son was, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8, I mean, I've been in so many bad relationships after that thank God that I didn't have that happen. But I'm going to say that I am having baby fever big time, and I have just been seeing everybody get pregnant recently, and people that, really shouldn't be having babies, and it's just, my womb aches, I guess is what I could say, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is just to tell you about my kids. So I have 5 kids. They're great kids though. They're amazing kids. They right now are currently living, they live primarily with their grandmother at this time, very temporarily still. That's going to come to an end hopefully, and they split the time between me and their father. my ex-husband. And so we, you know, share custody of them. Right at this time, my youngest is 11, JJ. And they have a few videos. If you go back and you look at the first video, I think my two sons sang some song together. And then, I don't know, they're always taking the camera and wanting to make videos. So they're adorable. Even though they're older, they're adorable. Your kids never stop being adorable, I don't think. My 17-year-old daughter is gorgeous. And, you know, they're awesome. But, so that's really the story about my kids. They're, you know, there was a lot of, it was hard. I was a single mom for a long time with 5 kids, and I worked, and I've always been like a waitress, and either a waitress or a bartender. And so, oh, look at, we took the smoke detector out. I thought he fixed that the other day. He didn't. But, so, I'm a waitress or a bartender normally. So I had rough hours for, you know, when they were little. I feel like I wish I could do it all over again if I could, because I miss so much. And they're grown up now. It's amazing. It's like, they're not grown up, but I mean, my youngest is 11, my twins are 12, my oldest boy is 13, and then my daughter's 17. But it's exciting. So Christmas is soon, obviously. It's Vlogmas. That's why I'm vlogging every day. I'm trying anyway. I think it'll be every day. I'm hoping. That's my goal. But I got them. I wanted to get on and do a video and say like everything I got the kids for Christmas. But like I said, I kind of think that they might be my only 5 subscribers. Even though the twins would probably have an account together. But I don't want them to know what I got them. But I got some great stuff, and I'm so excited because I feel like this Christmas I'm finally able to do for them what they deserve, and like really just get them, oh, I like these shorts, sorry, really get them, you know, things that they wanted and things that they asked for. Oh, I'm already saying too much. Anyway, I'm excited for Christmas, and I'm excited that my kids get to experience it with me this year in such a better place than that we're at. We're just in a better place this year than we have been in a long time. The guy that I'm with right now, my boyfriend, he's amazing. The kids love him. He's everything that I've ever asked, like, been looking for. I didn't even know I wanted until I found him. Like, he's amazing. I have just had the worst luck in relationships. I have so many stories that I really hope give people hope and like encouragement that might be going through some bad times, because I have had some bad times. But I don't know. I mean, this might end up becoming like a story time channel, because mostly that's what I have to share is like my stories. But I don't know. See, it's almost like talking to a friend. I just got so much done. I was able to clear off this bed almost completely, besides the laundry right here that I'm keeping, and because I was talking. It's kind of strange. I mean, I guess that's kind of why I'm doing this, almost like journaling. I love to journal, but this is easier because I also love to talk. So, and as great of a boyfriend as I have, he isn't the most talkative. He's a good listener, but he's not the most talkative person. So, I don't know. I guess for now, that's it. I'm going to continue cleaning my room. And I don't know, hopefully take the dogs for a walk. It's a little cold out. I live in northern New England, and so it's pretty cold out, but we still try to take our 2 dogs for a walk quite often. Speaking of dogs, my puppy dog, is crying at the door because I have her locked out of the bedroom. Oh, both dogs. Here we go. Hi, guys. What you doing? Hi. Calm down. Hi. Look at that. That's Xena. These are other babies. These are my other babies. Till I can expand my family. These are my babies. Hey, look at, got my, let go of my shirt, naughty. Let go of mama's shirt. Come here. Hi. Can you come up? Oh, that's a mess. You can't see over here. Come over here. where it's not as messy. We have such a mess. I have so much to clean up still. Come here, love. Come here. Xena. Xena needs a bath. Look at that dog. That dog needs a bath, huh? Oh, Whiny over here. Whiny. Whiny. What you doing, Whiny? Hey, hey, hey. Be nice to each other. Carly. Carly. Carly the pit bull. Carly the pit bull. Carly. Isn't she a beauty? She's a beauty. She's like, Mom, stop. Ooh, the biting is bad. Xena. Xena. Xena hasn't been feeling good, but I think she's getting a little better today. But she wasn't feeling good. She's been wanting, we've been putting her in her kennel because we don't want the puppy bothering her. She's just been wanting to sleep. She don't feel well at all. Does she? No, she doesn't. She likes to lick my face. Go. Go. Creep. And then we got little Xena. I mean, little Carly. I mess up. Does anybody else do that? If you have a lot of kids plus animals, I will go through each name before I get it right. Like if I'm yelling to one of my twins or something, I will call her 3 other kids' names and then the dog's name until I actually get her name. I do that all the time. I feel so bad sometimes. It's like I swear I know my kids' names, but you wouldn't think I did, seeing how much I call them by the dog's name. Carly. This time I swear I'm calling Carly. Hey, what you doing, little girl? Little girl, little girl. Come here. No kisses. Oh, she bit me so hard. She bites so hard. Bite her. Bite her. All right. So, ouch. Ow. All right. So I'm going to continue to clean my room. I'm going to continue to clean my room. And I'm going to have this room spotless by the time this night's over. I'm going to finish this vlog and I'm going to show this it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be so clean that I would never lick the floor because the dog's walking the floor. But I am going to clean this room clean.